What's up, guys, and welcome to day 3 of the 7-day brand breakthrough. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. The last 2 episodes, the last 2 days, we talked about our brand clarity, and we also talked about picking that ideal customer. So day 3 is where it gets really exciting. What we're going to be doing here is crafting our brand message. So this is going to combine day 1, day 2, and we're going to start encompassing this into our message. So you guys get ready to kick this thing off? Here we go. If you can't explain what you do in one sentence, your brand is confusing. So think about this. How many people do you see on social media? How many people do you talk to or you see their profiles and they have a term called entrepreneur or CEO or owner, and you have no idea what the hell that even means? The objective of business and the objective of branding is to be seen by the right customers who want your service. So what we want to do here is explain it as simply as we possibly can in layman's terms. This is going to be how we're crafting everything together. So number 1, if you can't explain what you do in one sentence, your brand is confusing. And you can think you sound all smart by pontificating and going in all this depth and details to try to make yourself seem smart and impress somebody. But in reality, you're just closing off a potential customer. So what we want to do here is figure out how to simplify and get locked in on what makes our brand really easy to understand. A clear message makes customers say, I need this. Any interaction, anytime somebody sees you, customers are going to say, oh, I know exactly what that guy does. I could use this service. That's the objective and goal here. So by the end of today, you'll have a magnetic brand message. And while we're crafting everything together, we're trying to simplify as much as possible. That way we are creating this magnet power of our brand and creating an extreme attraction to us for our potential clients as well as our space in the marketplace. So it'll be really fun. This is one of those areas of the branding where I see people really struggle and they get stuck in the weeds, and they may have a cool logo, they may have cool this, may have cool that, may have the right customers they're going after, but their messaging is off and they're not communicating correctly with the world. So gear up and get ready for this one. This will be a good one. Why a confusing brand message is killing your sales. Confused customers don't buy. The human brain craves clarity. Let's go back to when we were talking about finding clarity in our branding message from the start. In day 1, the entire topic was gain clarity. We want to be as crystal clear as we can be so people understand what we do, who we serve, and how we make them feel. We are problem solvers, and we want our brand to be put out there as a magnet, looping in all these people with the problems that we solve. And if somebody's confused, their brain automatically turns off. It's a protection survival mode. So you can be all confusing, talk all this cool talk, think you're so smart and educated, and the customer's brain is going to be shut off. That's the opposite of what we're going after today. So we're going to really work on dialing in the clarity and the simplicity of our branding. So example here, how I changed my pressure washing message and I doubled conversions. It's a 3-second rule. Like we say, we like the 3-second rule, but think about it, it's psychology. Boom. As soon as somebody sees something, what do they think in the first 3 seconds? That's the emotion that your brand is going to convey, whether it is a positive or a negative, whether you're pushing somebody away or you're pulling somebody in and attracting. And that's how we're doing it with our magnetic branding. So number 1, test. If somebody sees your website, your social media, do they immediately get what you do? If not, you're losing money. So before and after branding messaging makeovers, the deal with us is we want to instantly draw attention to our services, how appealing they are, how satisfying they are, and a call to action. And with Matt the Driveway Guy, we have associated that so much. So with social media, with our website, with our trucks, with our branding, we keep that same simple core message and push it forward. We've never showcased our equipment. We've never showcased the techniques we do as a selling point. We may do it as an informative point and a interest thing, but what our main branding we push out there is going to be satisfying before and afters, fancy looking wrapped trucks with employees and a welcoming scene. And we're pushing that out there so that first 3 seconds we're grabbing the attention of our customers. The number 1 branding mistake I see business owners make is going to be talking about your business instead of the customer. And just like we were talking about with sales, people don't care about what you do, they care about how you make them feel. So when they look at you answering their questions, caring about them, and solving your problems, they're going to be paying attention and they're going to want to do business with you. Whereas if you were just talking about how great your business is, how long you've been in business for, cutting off the customer, trying to showcase your knowledge in your business, you've lost that customer. So your brand messaging isn't about you, it's about them. When we're showcasing our brand, we're Matt the Driveway Guy, we're the friendly neighbor, we're professional, we're coming out here and we are rocking and rolling and taking care of you. Our focus is you. It isn't about how big our team is, how great we're doing, how many jobs we're doing. It's about taking care of you, the customer. So we lead with customers reviews, we lead with video reviews, word of mouth. We lead with all of that stuff because that's what the customers want and we are customer centric. So here's an example. Instead of saying we use industrial grade pressure washers, we say we make your home look brand new. We're relating what we do, the results of what we do in our service to the benefit of the customer. We're not talking about what we have to make it happen. So the magnetic brand message formula. This is the simplified version of how we run things, but here is a framework that you can write down. So if you got your pen and paper, take that out and begin filling this in with your ideal customer. So it says this: I help your ideal customer, remember that avatar that we made, achieve the desired results without a common struggle. So there you go. For an example, I help busy homeowners, which is my ideal customer, maintain a spotless house without lifting a finger. I help you make your house spotless without you doing anything. Now let's create your brand message. Exercise 1. Craft your one-liner. Think of this as kind of like your elevator pitch. What are you going to do if you run into your ideal customer in an elevator and you have 10 seconds to talk to them? Those first 3 seconds, we want to loop them in. So we want to fill in the blanks with what we have on our sheet here and get out that pen and paper and start filling it out for your ideal customer and the problem you're going to solve with their benefit. So here you go. Number 1, I help your target audience solve what is their problem so they can benefit. What is the benefit they have? Example, I help local businesses attract more customers with stress-free branding. That would be brand up. So post your one-liner here in the group. Let's talk about the simplicity of branding. There's so much more power in simplicity than there is in complexity. Remember what we were saying earlier in the slide. When you start confusing, the brain shuts down. We are trying to appeal to the monkey brain. We're trying to appeal to that reptilian mind where emotion and decisions are really made. If we start talking all this nonsense and educated answers for things and speaking at a higher detailed level, we're turning off that brain. So what we want to do is unlock that brain by simplicity. Remember, it's a self-defense mechanism for that to turn off. So when we start confusing people, we start to turn them off into their rational mind where they start to make a decision and they have to think about it. The best thing to do is keep it simple, make it go straight to the core and the emotions. So if you confuse, you lose. Simple equals memorable, which equals more sales. For example, Apple's message, think different. Does that say anything about computers? No. It is appealing to the emotion of the people that want to be different and therefore use Apple devices. Genius marketing right there. Why storytelling is the secret to a powerful brand message. Facts tell, but stories sell. Remember stories, not features. Here's an example. How I turned a failed pressure washing job into my most viral marketing story ever. It's one of those deals we can talk about, the facts of the situation. We showed up at a wrong person's house. We ended up midway through this person's house cleaning the wrong thing. And it turned into a story that we were able to tell on our Facebook. And somebody pulls up in the home and they're unhappy because they're like, what is this person doing? I'm not going to pay for a service I didn't request. What are they messing up? What are they doing this? So it started out as a negative. But that story then turned into how we care for the customer. In telling our story on social media, we were able to talk about the turmoil of the situation, how we put the customer first, how we cared about them, how we were there to try to make what was happening right for them. And we were able to turn a negative into a positive. And by doing so, we told that story that showcased how we care about the customer. And that made all the difference. And people loved it far more than they loved the fact that we cleaned their home. So remember that. Storytelling is great. We all have stories in our business. We all have stories in our imaging and our branding. Figure out what stories relate most to what characteristics you want to put your brand foot forward to appeal to those ideal customers. So here's a case study on how top brands use storytelling to sell. I'm going to break more into different brands, not just one, not just Matt the Driveway Guy. I know we've talked about them a lot, but that's just the personal anecdotes that we do day to day. and where our personal successes came from. But let's break this down into the macro brands. So Nike, everybody knows Nike. Nike doesn't sell shoes, they sell inspiration. Coca-Cola doesn't sell soda, they sell happiness. So how do you tell a better brand story? What is your product? What do you sell? What is your service? Don't sell that actual tangible thing. Sell the emotion that you're trying to deliver. Nike is a shoe company, yet they sell inspiration and motivation and being a better version of yourself. Coca-Cola, they sell poisonous sugar drinks, yet they sell happiness surrounding it. What are you doing and what can you bring positively to the world of your ideal customer in order to make their lives better and have them hire you to seek that one emotion? Highlight that emotion and you begin to really build that story around it and create that magnetic brand to attract people to you. So your brand message should answer 3 of these questions. What problem do you solve? How do you make life easier for your customers? And why should they choose you over the competition? Think about this. Not everybody thinks this way about their business. So by you thinking this way, implementing it, and diving deep into your business and finding the emotional triggers for your customers, you are going to be light years ahead of your competition. Most customers are used to dealing with people who, if they're a company, most customers are used to dealing with generic-based companies. So by being different, by flipping everything on its head and creating this magnetic attraction to your customers, you will brand yourself with such an extreme advantage over others that it will help your business tremendously. So let's talk about emotion. Like I was saying, people buy and sell with their feelings and emotions, and they rationalize that decision with their mind. If you're going about it trying to sell with facts, you've already lost them. Create that emotional hook. You're wanting to make people feel special. Make them feel something. People buy based on an emotion and they justify it with logic. So for example, why do people pay 10 times more for a Tesla than a regular car? Because they are sold on the green agenda. They're sold on the ideology behind it. They're sold on the social status of driving a Tesla. It's the newest technology. They're saving the planet. It's cool. It's the elite. That's what they're buying into. They're not buying into it being a car. So does your brand message create an emotional reaction, or are you being generic? How to use your brand message everywhere. Put it on your website, put it on your social media, business cards and ads. You want to say yes? You want to say it in every conversation about your business. Repetition equals recognition, which equals sales. So quick wins. Here's 3 ways to improve your brand message today. Test your message on a stranger. Can they repeat it back? Remove jargon and keep it simple. And ask yourself, would my dream customer care about this? So take out that notebook. We've got a worksheet for today. We're going to map out that to create that magnetic brand and really work on dialing in our messaging, keeping it concise, keeping it simple, and creating a ton of emotion behind it. So before we go on for tomorrow, I just want to say you guys have been kicking some butt and we are rocking and rolling here and you're really developing your brand message, and look forward to our next day, which is day 4 tomorrow. What we're going to talk about tomorrow is how to design a standout brand. We're going to tie in the look and feel of your brand. So we're evolving from the clarity of our messaging, finding that ideal customer, to creating those emotional pools and the triggers of the magnetic branding as we're talking about now, to then we're going to start putting some color into it, putting a logo onto it, putting some emotion and buttoning that whole package up. Like I was saying earlier, brand is a radio station. We're turning up the volume as we keep adding layers. So we have the loudest brand in our market. We're attracting people to us. And that's what we're going to be doing. So we'll cover logos, colors, and visuals that build interest and trust. So get ready to create a brand that looks as good as it sounds. We'll see you again tomorrow.